Yes, hello. I'm actually not done thinking about this deadly lake in Cameroon that killed over 1,700 people, all of their animals and their livestock, and all the bugs in the area in 1986. Over the last 5 years, I've always called this Lake Nyos, but thanks to this comment from a local, it's actually pronounced Neos. I only briefly mentioned that there are other lakes in the world that could experience this type of limnic eruption, where deadly carbon dioxide gas dissolves at the bottom of a lake and stays there until something disturbs it. In the case of Lake Neos, a lot of people think it was a landslide that disturbed all of that built up gas at the bottom. Some people asked what the actual eruption in the middle of the night would have looked like, and it would have been like millions of bubbles rising to the surface all at once, creating this boiling cauldron on the surface. In my illustration here, I'm showing the carbon dioxide gas, even though technically it's invisible. And the sudden upwelling of bubbles could have also created a massive tidal wave on the surface of the lake. Other people asked if lakes like Baikal or Crater Lake in Oregon could technically experience a limnic eruption. And even though Lake Baikal has gas, it experiences a turnover, so it's always circulating. The water column is like flipping over twice a year. Even though Crater Lake is volcanic, it doesn't have any gases coming up from the bottom and it experiences a seasonal turnover. It's actually pretty rare for a lake to have all of the perfect conditions to even have a limnic eruption. It needs to be a very deep, stratified volcanic lake. The other big one that we're hyper aware of is Lake Kivu, which is 1,000 times larger than Lake Neos. It's located along the African Rift Zone, along with all of my favorite African Great Lakes. And unlike Neos, it has millions of people living on the shore, so a limnic eruption could be extremely deadly. However, this is where degassing comes in. So both for Neos, Lake Manoon, and Lake Kivu, they have a degassing system set up. This is a vertical pipe from the bottom of the lake to the top that vents out any dangerous carbon dioxide gas that might be building up at the bottom. In Lake Kivu, they're also looking at ways that they can harness these natural gases. So my apologies for any oversimplification on this subject. I was just trying to keep the video efficient.